Alrighty then, welcome to another broadcast of Grip TV, and this time we got Judson Koehn running that GT3 race, and I think we're gonna get a word in from Judson here. How you feeling, buddy? How's the car running?
Mr. Malone, Judson Koehn here. Car, I'm a little aggressive now that I came back from my meeting. Hopefully I can smooth things out. Get a little bit more into my groove, but I'm anticipating at least 133.3 averages, and hopefully I can touch 132.8.
And you're starting third place, Judson. That's pretty good.
I don't like having the number one plate. But today already I had 3 top 5 finishes, so my ratings, I should break 2,000 today.
And 77 degrees out there with the track temperature 104 degrees. It's at Interlagos. Pretty interesting.
Interlagos was built in 1938, known for its elevation, rough terrain conditions, and giving Judson Koehn a headache.
And as they're coming around, Judson Koehn in that number 1 car, sexy in the green and black, and Benjamin Schlarman, number 7 car. That's who he's going to be battling off right away. They're coming up the hill here, Interlagos, and that pace car is going to be pulling off as Judson straps it down and gets ready for this 30-minute race here. GT3 iRacing. This is one of the most popular series here, folks, on iRacing, and we got it all for you right here on Grip TV. As they're coming around, you're going to see that pace car pull off. They're getting positioned. Got to be careful in the back though for them checkups. And he's pulled off, waiting for the green flag here, and there it is, green flag. As the leader gets a hell of a lead there, is Judson. He's going to stick to that inside. And they're going to bring it on down to turn 1 here. Just getting going under green. Holding that inside, looking to make a run on this. Judson off to a great start. He's taking the inside there, pushing out. That's Sean Linville in the number 3 car. And Judson gonna hold the inside here. See what he can do. Oh, and a huge wreck, Sean. Benjamin takes out Sean. And there's huge issues, man. So that roadkill helps out Judson. As we see a pretty big gap behind him now. 3rd place, Bruce Galloway, 1.5 seconds behind Judson. Running in the 2nd place. This is the first lap, folks, and things have already gotten shaken up a little bit. Tony, what can you tell me about first lap issues?
Yeah, I can only hope that Judson can get a good steady pace going. He's got a gap in front, a gap behind. It's just what he wants to get the rhythm and get those 133s he was asking for.
That's right, and we all know Judson Koehn, brand new to iRacing, brand new to the GT3 series. He ran some at Zandvoort last week, but he's trying to prove himself here at the final weeks of Season 1 2014 GT3 here in iRacing, and I just think that he's going to be making a pretty big splash here come Season 2. As he's barreling his way into Turn 1, Turn 2, trying to track down that leader.
Yeah, definitely could be in a better spot. Nice place to be. Start of a race, 2nd place. Especially with a nice big gap he's opening up. He must be getting quite confident now, and he can enjoy some good racing, trying to catch a driver. It's not all in his own here.
As that's Warren Pickering in 1st place, and he's got a 2.4 second lead on Judson Koehn, but that That's for now, folks. We got 27 minutes left. So Warren looking to keep a nice, clean race going here so he can secure that first position. But before too long, he's going to be looking in his rearview mirror and seeing Judson Koehn tracking him down. So we'll see how that plays out.
He's gone from a 2.6 second lead down to a 2.0, less than 2.
1 minute 33.678.
And good news, Judson's straight on the pace with a 1:33.6. We're looking at Warren Pickering, the #1 car, and he's pulling out 1:34.0 on his second lap. And he did get it easy off the start, so we'll see if this pace continues. We'll see Judson catching him half a second a lap. And it is the #1 car, so we would expect him to do well here.
As they're starting to log some laps here, let's go take a look at some of the other drivers. We got Aldane Morrison running 3rd position. He's in a nice McLaren there. And Sean Linville, he had some issues earlier on, but he's getting it going. Bruce Galloway's here. We got Sean Christoph, Scott Stevens. The whole gang's here, folks. Jason Lupo's out there running some laps. Dave Grant having issues. He's back in 23rd place. As we go back to the leader here, Warren Pickering with a 3-second lead on Judson, which, 25 minutes left, 3-second, especially if you start getting on that straightaway, you can start catching draft and start making up time real quick here. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, how the battle for the lead continues. As Warren got on the bumpers there a little too much, got a little bit loose there. That might have slowed him down here for this next lap. What kind of lap times we just saw there, Tony?
I don't know about the lap times, but we've got a great race. Everyone seems to be, finding the line and holding their position. Don't see all that many people trying to pass. They seem to have sorted themselves out quite early on. There is a couple of gaggles starting to form up and a wee bit of action. Other than that, it's just settled down perfect for a great race.
And speaking of a gaggle, we are going to take a look at that. We got Bruce Galloway leading off that gaggle, and Scott Stevens there. Oh, and they're battling, folks, as Scott Stevens takes it away from Bruce for the 5th position. We got Keith Harrison running back there in that gaggle. Let's see, this is a 5-car gaggle here that I see. Could be more.
Yeah, Scott Anderson got the worst out of that. He was taken on the inside, and 5 cars passed him because of that, and now he's spun out and hit the wall, and he's got some damage in the right rear, it looks. Now he's back on the track and away.
As that's a good recovery. That's what it's all about here, folks. 23 minutes left to go, and if you get off track, just get back on there and keep it going up to race pace. We do have this 3-car battle going into turn 1 here. And we'll see how they navigate it. Hard on the brakes. That's 4 car. Oh, and there is some contact. Keith Harrelson. Oh no, and he's upside down. Keith is upside down, folks. And,
yeah, Francisco just more or less hit him square on, and knocked him straight off the track. Can only be happy there's not a lot more issues there.
And we're going to go take a look at Francisco punting out. Oh, and yep, there it is, yep. And that was an instant replay brought to you by Grip TV as we go back to live racing action with Francisco, the guy who...
Yeah, he seems to have some front damage, so there is some justice there. He wouldn't get up to speed.
Yeah, he'll have to sacrifice his top-end speed for sure, yep.
He does seem to be catching him though, so maybe he will catch the gaggle, yep, and he's on the way.
Fellas, What's his
joining
name?
the train.
Francesco what?
Francisco Sita.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the guy that I bumped heads with last night.
Oh, and nope, Judson, I know, had some issues. He's starting to build up a reputation for himself out there in the GT3, but no, this is different. This is somebody else you could bump heads with later on if you wanted, as he's battling it out here in 9th position, but Judson's way out in front. We're going to take a look at him. Running 2nd place. And he's trying to get Warren. It's still a 4-second lead that Warren has. And they're just going to keep logging laps. The best thing we can do is we go take a look at some more gaggles here. As we're riding along with Ronnie Yielding, 17th place as he gets passed. Into turn 1, take a look at some more stuff here.
Yeah, the lap times aren't as consistent as we'd hoped for, but I think we are still catching up on the leader with Judson. Yeah.
Yep, Judson Koehn, we can try to get a look at some lap times here. I think I might be able to pull that up.
Oh, Warren Pickering is actually pulled out a 1:32.7, but followed with a 1:34.4. So they're both inconsistent at the front. The only consistent thing is they're getting away from the gaggles.
Yep, keeping your distance from a gaggle can really increase your score here.
1:34.054.
Yeah, I need to keep an eye on 3rd and 4th place because they're well clear and they've got some space. And maybe there's opportunity for them to catch the leaders. This McLaren seems to be catching up on the number 2 car.
And that's Aldane Morrison. And he's in that blue and red McLaren, looking pretty good out there. And yeah, it looks like he might be tracking down Judson. So this could get interesting as we go ahead and we're going to take a look at the rear chase of Judson's vehicle here to see what that gap looks like.
Yeah, he also started 12th on the grid and he is the number 2 car. So yeah, we can expect some good times from him, and it seems like he's starting to pull that off now.
As they're making their way around. We may have a word in with Judson. Hey, how's the car feeling out there? How's it going out there?
Car's fine. Driver needs help.
He needs help, folks.
1:33.774.
Well, I figure if he keeps it smooth out there and doesn't pick any off tracks up, I think he'll be doing all right. As we take a look at Judson thrashing it around there, getting way wide there, and McLaren follows suit.
Yeah, I think he
get
feels
dicey.
that he's really, and he has picked up his pace, so there's a good sign there. His last lap time, 1:33.7, which is his fastest lap of the race so far. And yeah, so he's turning it on now, trying to get some more space from the number 3 car, who is definitely charging at the moment.
And the only problem is with this Aldane Morrison guy catching up in the number 2 car is that if he starts battling out with Judson, Judson will never be able to catch the leader then. Maybe these guys will team up and see if they can catch that leader. Which Warren now, he's only got a 2.8 second lead on Judson. Judson's been able to slowly chip away at that lead. So we'll see with that McLaren, Aldane Morrison, if he gets in the way of Judson here.
Yeah, I think whatever happens here, they don't want to slow each other up and lose a chance of winning this thing. It's definitely, there's not much of a gap to the leader. So maybe, yeah, they can work together, they can just hold the line, and if there's any passing, we hope it's done safely, and it's not slowing them up.
As there was a little feistiness going on. The battle may have begun here as Judson and Morrison take it around here. Oh, and the leader's off. The leader has spun, folks. The leader has spun. And we're going to take a look at that. The leader spun out, gives Judson the lead, as we're going to take a look at what happened here to Warren Pickering as he's coming around. And he gets a little loose there, yep, and just goes right off.
Yeah, looks like he got his rear wheel spinning and he just didn't notice it. Maybe the cup helped a wee bit there, and just unawares he's spun out. He's got back on the track, unfortunately had to turn the car right around, and he's still got some space, so he's going to hold third place, I guess.
And Judson holding off Aldane Morrison there in turn 1. And as they came around the start-finish line, that is your new leader, Judson Koehn, in the number 1 car. Looking good out here, folks. But we got 15 minutes left to go, and Aldane Morrison is eyeing Judson down as we see him getting extremely close to the rear bumper there.
He takes turns 2 and 3 really well. He's on the power, hoping to improve on his last lap. There's a 135. There's obviously some blocking involved and some racecraft here. He's moving to the middle of the track, not on by it on turn 4, which is taken very nicely. Can expect a good lap time here if he holds this. If he keeps things together.
As we take it right along inside the cockpit view for second place Aldane Morrison in that number 2 McLaren, as he's working on Judson here. And I think this will give us a really good viewpoint of what kind of lines Judson's taking and what kind of lines Morrison's trying to take to make a move or try to fluster Judson into going wide or something. At this point, it might be mind games, and we know the McLarens are quick on the straightaway. Let's see how this pans out here. Judson goes to the inside, defending nicely, as Aldane Morrison goes to the outside. He's going to try to make this work here.
4, 8, still there, clear.
And Judson holds on as they go through turn 1. And Judson holds on to the lead there. Very nice, very good defensive driving.
Yeah, we have quite a few cars that are many laps down, so we'll be passing them shortly. There is certainly a slow car 3 seconds ahead of the leaders. This might be interesting.
As these guys keep going at it here. And it's a 0.4 second lead that Judson has. They're battling close as they do get up to some lap traffic here. Let's see how Judson navigates around it. Whoa, and the McLaren tries to go inside. Oh, the number 23 car lets him go by. The competition has been mighty cordial today. And they get through that lap traffic fairly easy there. That's a good thing. You don't want to screw up the leaders when they're racing this hard.
And yeah, it looks like Pickering might catch up with them in this race. They're slowing each other down. And they've also picked up the 4th position, Scott Stevens. He's only 2 seconds behind Warren there, the 3rd place.
As they go 2 by 2 into turn 1, Judson gets to the inside turn 3, which will be able to hold off the position. Wow, and these guys are battling every single time as that McLaren just catches way up to Judson in that Porsche on the straightaway, and turn 1 is always pretty exciting here, folks. We got multi-car, single-class racing here, GT3, only in iRacing.
Judson blocks both ways. He really wants to hold on to this first. McLaren definitely scared out as Judson holds on there.
Yeah, very nice to hold on.
Racing.
It is some very good racing. As that McLaren is doing everything he possibly can do. He's braking late, going wide on the one turn. He's cutting in. He's doing everything he can to try to get around him. I just don't know if he's quick enough to sustain the lead if he does get around. I mean, if he hasn't gotten around at this point, maybe he should just hang back and log some laps. But there are only 11 minutes left to go here as they come into the straightaway, and then McLaren is all over the back end of Judson. And we'll see how this plays out with the draft again.
Yeah, I'm trying to pressure him into bad decisions.
Judson holding that inside line. Morrison backing off a little bit, Morrison's trying to make a run at it here. And he just doesn't seem to be able to get on the throttle quick enough as Judson creates a 0.3 second gap. It's not much, but at this point, folks, it's a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, he had a good run, but unfortunately the draft is just too strong, and I think the McLaren is maybe slightly faster in the straights as well.
Yep, that's what the story of the week has told me. Those McLarens definitely picking up some time on them straightaways. And I think that's why we see a lot more of them out here this week. You know, different dynamic of the track with the car. It's interesting. I know a lot of these drivers are well versed in both the McLaren and the Porsche. So they're able to pick and choose different weeks what they want to run. As we see Judson got a pretty good gap now, half a second. So they're coming into the most important turn here on the track. See if he can get a good run at it here, because that McLaren is going to be right behind him. Hopefully Judson will be able to take a normal line here.
Yeah, we also got a new third place with Scott Stevens. I think Warren had some issues. So we'll see if he can maybe catch these leaders.
And once again, Morrison going to the outside, turn 1, but Judson holds it off. Very nice.
Judson another good run on the last corner. And he is once again, going to stick, I think, to the inside. Just hold that inside line as much as he can. And now he's holding as much of the track
as he
can.
And a little bit in and out trying here, some shenanigans by that McLaren driver who got a little loose there, but Judson's able to sneak on by. And the McLaren's off. Mr. Morrison gets loose, gets it into the wall. Oh no, he's gonna. That's issues, major issues. As Judson Koehn can take a deep breath. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm back to live here, but I'm gonna rewind to see the issues.
And Morrison is still behind Judson, although the gap is now 1.2 seconds. And let's ride along inside with Morrison and see if he's got any damage. As we're riding along inside, we're just looking for any... We'll be able to tell here on the straightaway if he's got any steering issues. But some of that damage may have slowed him down his top speed here. As the gap.
He could actually have radiator damage, so he'll have to watch his engine temperatures. I've seen many cars, engines blow after 2 or 3 laps of front end damage. It doesn't take long for those engines to heat up with no water going through them.
And that is very true. We have seen a lot of blown motors here in the GT3 series, so he's going to have to watch his temperatures as we're watching him drive this thing, and it does look like it's pulling to the right, and he has to keep correcting it just on the straightaway. So he is suffering from some steering issues, and we'll just see if he's got anything left in him to make another run on Judson here. As he has cut it down to a half a second, about 0.7 of a second there gap. Morrison is extremely lucky he didn't damage that McLaren any more than he did.
And this is where we'll see how it pans out. Judson gets another good run in this corner. It's looking good for him. We'll see how the aero damage may affect the McLaren. Looks like he can't quite hold on to the draft, and Judson can maybe get a bit of a gap going here.
Yeah, with 6 minutes left in this race here, it would be nice to kind of build up a little gap and just say goodbye.
Unfortunately, it seems that Aldine is better in the brakes and has caught the draft once again. Maybe we'll see a bit more racecraft not too long.
As Morrison, like you said, is caught right back up to Judson here.
All this going on, and Scott Stevens is closing the gap. Is closing down a second every 2 laps or so. So yeah, we'll see how that pans out.
Yeah, especially when Mr. Morrison here gets cut back up to Judson, if that does happen. Now we are taking a look at the McLaren. He's got some major, well, I wouldn't say major, but he does have some damage to the back right side of his McLaren there. It doesn't look too good, but the wing still looks like it's in decent shape. But man, we'll see. You know, with a damaged vehicle, sometimes it's easy to spin it around, so he's gonna have to be extra safe here as he goes to make a move on Judson if that happens.
Yeah, I can see his top speed here. He reached 153 in the straight. We'll see how that does without the draft, and we'll note Judson's times if he does create that gap from the draft.
10-4 as Scott Stevens is eyeing down Morrison. Doesn't look like he's got any damage on his Porsche. Actually, he does. A little driver side front end damage. But I think Scott Stevens has got the pace to catch up.
Yeah, we're looking at Scott's lap times, and his fastest lap 133.1. On his last lap 32.8. A lot of 133s. Is definitely going to catch these leaders.
Yep, that is right. Last lap, that was a fast one. 132.8 by Stevens. Judson with a 133.9 that last lap. So really good lap times out here. It's just hard to be consistent.
I need that Stevens to get up here with me. Take the pressure off me by attacking Morrison. That's what I need.
Yeah, hopefully Stevens will catch Morrison before Morrison catches Koehn. As Judson going to that inside line, still protecting. It's good because that McLaren is very late on the brakes during turn 1.
Yeah, and the last few laps from... Oh, sorry, that's the wrong car. Never mind.
As we're taking a look at lap times. Okay, so Stevens had a 133.5 that last lap. Judson with another 133.9.
Yeah, it seems like they're all back up to pace here. They're battling at full race speed. And yeah, there can't be long to go now. We need to look at the time.
We got 2 minutes left. They'll be getting the white flag here in a couple more laps. As we're riding along with Mr. Morrison here in that McLaren, that beat-up McLaren, as he's tracking down Judson as they're coming up to that crucial left-hander. Morrison goes to the inside, tries to get on the throttle real quick, gets on the power. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. But it is going to make a run at it.
Aldine had it real close. I think it wasn't on the power quite as well. Can see his top speed now, 151, 152, 3, 4, 5. So 2 miles an hour faster. Is quite close up there in the draft, and he's much better in the braking.
Yeah, exactly.
See how we do down in turn 3. There's usually some battling down there.
Yeah, and as we saw during that straightaway, he had about 4 or 5 more car lengths closer, and Morrison just disappeared, and he's back. May have some electrical issues, but yeah, we can see how the draft works there. As we got a roadkill off to the side, must have been a lap car. Judson gets around smoothly. It's a pretty cool dynamic as Mr. Morrison just keeps trying to dive in, brake late, and it just isn't working for him. He's got to change up his tactic if he wants to get around Judson. Although Judson's racing, he's just racing his race and keeping it clean, keeping it fast, protecting when he needs to, fast out of turns. And look who it is, folks. Scott Stevens has caught up to this, and we got ourselves a 1-2-3 gaggle.
Left side, clear, clear.
And whoa, as Morrison tries to go to the inside there, didn't seem to work out. And that lead is down to a 0.2 seconds as Morrison's looking to make a move here, I'm sure. Catching some of that draft. Scott
White
Stevens.
flag, white flag.
And we got the white flag, folks, as Morrison, Judson, and Stevens go into turn 1. Judson holding the inside. Morrison coming around the outside. Judson gets a good throttle. He's off, and Stevens and Morrison almost get into each other. Oh my gosh, and we got a big gap there now. Morrison did have some issues, and Stevens, not sure if he did make contact. It was close, but that did slow them down. This may be just what Judson needs here. And Stevens is looking to eye down. He's looking to make a pass here. Stevens trying to overtake Morrison. Looking to the inside. And folks, this is the last lap. We got a 1-2-3 gaggle. We got a Porsche. That's Judson out in front. Mr. Morrison, that McLaren. And Stevens looking to pick up that one last position here in the final lap. Morrison late on the brakes again, slow coming out. Going to slow down Stevens probably a little bit for that. And Judson, one more turn. If he takes it nice and easy, he'll be good to go. As Morrison looks to the inside just a little bit. And Stevens gets loose. Stevens gets loose, and he's around. And doesn't matter. Judson going to bring this one home at GT3 Interlagos. That Porsche #1 car. Bringing it home past the start-finish line. Beautiful racing today by Judson Koehn.
Fantastic
And
job.
Morrison getting
Fantastic.
second. Holy cow. And we might have we got you in the booth here, Judson. How you doing, buddy? One, we got a copy?
Holy yeah, copy. Here, I'm here.
Judson, #1 car. Judson, congratulations on your win at GT3 here. This is pretty exciting.
Thank you.
How did it feel? What are you feeling right now? What's going through your mind?
Well, I was driving on my rear mirror, and Morrison just kept, all he would do is brake late and nosedive me. And you saw in that one turn 3 where I let him go, brake late, and I was able to brake up early and pass him back on the inside again. Glad I was able to pull that off because I believe that was the turn right before he hit the wall.
That could have been, yeah, just some amazing defensive driving, some really fast lap times out there, some really good consistency. Just some really awesome racecraft out there that I saw. You got any questions for him, Tony?
No, it's congratulations. It's another victory. Is this your first victory on this track?
First victory in GT3.
That's a great result. Congratulations.
Yeah, I think it's my 6th GT3 race total.
And you
If I'm
heard
not
it
mistaken.
from Judson, the newcomer in GT3. He's going to be somebody to contend with, definitely in Season 2. And he's trying to make his mark here as he does get his very first victory here at Interlagos. And what a hell of a race it was, if I do say so myself. A lot of good battles and just some really good driving, respectful driving out there. That Mr. Morrison had some issues, and it's just nice to see Judson win. So that, I guess that'll do it.
It's an impressive win from someone that's only just jumped in this car 4 days ago and is new to the track as well. So yeah, it's quite amazing. Many good things to come from this driver.
That's right. Many good things to come as he takes it on in after his victory lap, putting it on into his pit stall, and that Porsche will run again here, folks. So we're signing out. Grip TV from Interlagos, another GT3 race. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next broadcast.